my problem with the Battlefield community. I have had a little bit of like a backwards and forwards in my own head on how I'm gonna make this video. Of course, it's gonna be up on my YouTube channel. If you are watching this live, I do appreciate you for being here. If you aren't here live, come over to the Twitch. I'm live as much as I can be. But yeah, I have a problem and a little bit of a gripe with the Battlefield community because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what it's with them, but they have like this weird mentality, and I just wanna come here and I just wanna put it out that like you guys might actually have a problem. You know what I mean? Like I've seen so much hate from Battlefield players, OG players, quote unquote, because we're gonna get over that OG statement in a little while, but I have seen a lot of hate for no reason, and I think there's just this mentality out that I don't think is right. I think everyone should be allowed to play a game, right? And a lot of these so-called Battlefield people are they're very close-minded, right? They don't like certain things. They want certain things out. They hate the way people play, even though they say you can do anything you like on Battlefield. A lot of these Battlefield people will sit there and tell you you can't play this way. You know, you shouldn't play this way. You can't. You know, you're supposed to have fun, even though some people class fun in different ways. But let's get straight into it. Do welcome everyone to the stream. Sods, I see you in here. I have just gone live, and I am just going to scroll through. And I don't want to I don't want to just say it based on my experience and the videos I've made, but we can go through my comment section and I will show just simple things. So the best guns in Battlefield 6 right now, we can go over to that video, of course, right? And we can look at the comments and you can see, look, people will just come over and say stuff like this, right? I understand there's toxicity everywhere. And I have been a part of communities that are very toxic, like CS and all of that stuff. But these people are saying unlock everything. First of all, a lot of you people who would be commenting on my videos don't actually watch the video fully. A lot of people actually come in and are nice. So this is a very rare one right here. And I will always thank people for being nice in the comments, right? That is something I always do. If you do catch up with the comments, that does happen. If we do come over here, we see another one, controller opinion. I mean, if you guys are here on all of my YouTube videos and all of that stuff, all I'm going to say is a lot of these people don't actually watch the videos because I play on both, right? I play on both. So again, this is one of those things, it's just a comment. It is what it is. Another one where someone has said something nice, we're going to get right past this right here. A lot of people just giving their opinions, which is fine, and I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there's a majority that I'm seeing, which is just absolutely like closed-minded. If we scroll through, we will find it. There's someone else talking about their res, so nothing to do with that. But again, as you can see, comments like this, I see them all the time. They always have a similar profile picture, and I think a lot of you forget that Battlefield is an arcade shooter. It's not a milsim. So comments like this are just kind of mind-blowing. And the video was a short of me using the minigun for the first time ever. Congrats, Sods. Happy for you. Good job. We can scroll through, and we'll just find more of this. Okay, this one there. Again, I skip straight to the end. A lot of people will just write a paragraph, and I'm not gonna lie, if you're gonna write a paragraph, at least watch the whole video, please. It makes it so much better if you just watch the whole video and then you comment a paragraph and it'll make sense what you're saying, right? A lot of these people, again, this is some stuff to do with that as well. That's Call of Duty, that is different. But we can scroll, and I will find them when they are at. Let's find them. Unless they delete it. If they delete it, this video is not even going to get posted, bro. Because I hope they do. But I don't think they would delete it unless they had something to hide. You know, all of that stuff. Look at that. Lobbying down so bad, you jump on the Battlefield versus COD BS. Right, I still see comments about Call of Duty versus Battlefield and backwards and forwards. I do see a lot of people, and I'm not going to lie, a lot of people complaining about Call of Duty, even though they're playing Battlefield all the time. So that is another one I won't understand. Um, where is it? This one of the nice ones, and then you'll start seeing it. So Tyrion his opinion, and again, this is like what I'm trying to say. Like in the video itself, I remember this is my most viewed video on the channel. I did say that there was that this it was all preference based. You know what I mean? It was all preference based, and again. As you can see, a pretty balanced weapon system, which if you actually play the game and you're good at the game, which I understand the average player just isn't as good as they're commenting to be, you would know that there is guns that are better than others. Again, like people like this, they'll talk about corrections. Again, like this is like there's a very big ego around Battlefield players, and it's kind of mind blowing considering out of all the first person shooters I've ever played in my life, Battlefield is by far the easiest. So a lot of that is one of those things that it kind of blows my mind the way people talk. Like people like this guy went backwards and forwards with me for ages. It's on my tier list video, and again, too many COD kids thinking they can come over to Battlefield and farm kills. Which, if you keep up with my streams and my YouTube videos, you can see that that is what's happening. And to be honest with you, winning on Battlefield or any game that is pubs doesn't matter to me. Right? It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to anyone else who competed in COD before. It doesn't matter because it's a public game. My fun isn't winning the game. My fun is destroying you. So if you're winning the game and you're going triple negative, I've had more fun than you because I've absolutely destroyed you all game. I don't care if I've won. This ain't ranked. Like you said, this is Battlefield. This isn't ranked. This is a casual game. But if we do look for it, we can go. No, we don't need to go any further than TikTok, right? And I can tell you right now, TikTok is one of the most brain dead apps on the planet. But right, so we don't need to go far. And if we do go on my channel, we can go on my channel, and some of these comments aren't terrible, but a lot of these times, these comments do blow my mind. Let's see if there is one with it. All right, to be fair, instead of doing that, we don't even need to go on mine. We can just go Battlefield 6 meta, right? Battlefield 6 meta, right? And you will see a lot of people also accuse cheats when Battlefield has one of the best anti-cheats that I've experienced. So, yeah, that is absolutely mind-blowing. Don't trust. A lot of people just complain of cheaters. Let's go back. Top 5 meta loadout. Let's see if this guy has any hate on his channel, which it is likely. Yep, there it goes. How about no? Like, people just hate on metas, and people like this, I appreciate people like this. And I was going to bring this up. That Battlefield 4, which was released 11 years ago, had metas. So, again, this is one of those things, meta cringe videos, like, a lot of these people have this false thing in their mind that Battlefield has never had any metas before. Like, let's be completely honest, like, there's always been metas. And there is a lot of people talking like this as well, but this isn't my only gripe with the Battlefield community. I do have another thing, and that thing was the so-called Call of Duty players not reviving, right? I come from Call of Duty, and to be honest with you lot, when we first got on Battlefield, right, there was this change. You know, the medic role on Battlefield is probably the best one because you can heal yourself, and a lot of players do play like that. But what I'm going to put across is a lot of these Battlefield players were at the time saying we can't wait for Black Ops 7 to come out so all these Call of Duty players can, you know, go over to Black Ops 7 and leave the game to us Battlefield people, which I understand how you would probably say that because the lobbies, firstly, like I said, have got tremendously easier even though everyone's unlocked everything. So even though they have the best guns, the player base is still below average in comparison to Call of Duty, which is the competitor for Battlefield. However, what I was going to say is the revives. A lot of the time, these people would say Call of Duty players don't revive. And I'm not going to lie, I made some videos, rage bait videos, saying I don't revive because you suck and all of that stuff. However, I have people I play with, Sods, who is in my chat, who I've shouted out already in the stream. You probably saw him over there in the chat. We've experienced, even after Black Ops 7, that we actually get revived less now when all the Call of Duty players are gone. So, well, when the majority of the Call of Duty players have gone, right? So that only gives me to say that actually the Call of Duty players revived more than the Battlefield players. And I'm not gonna lie, if you've watched my videos from when that it was before to now, you will see that there is more revives happening back when the game was newer. Right now, there is way less revives. So again, that is something the Battlefield players have a problem with. I've also seen another thing to do with movement. Like Battlefield players always crying about movement now. I don't understand that, because if we go to Battlefield 4, you can literally look at so many clips about Battlefield 4 movement. It's the first thing that comes up when you type in M. And just look at this. Battlefield movement. Of course, we've got an ad, all of that good stuff. But if we look at this right here, and are we getting 2 ads? Are you serious right now? But if we do come over right here, right, look at this. Battlefield 4 movement player. Like, these videos were prominent in Battlefield 4. Like, I remember this. Look at this stuff. There's nothing like this in Battlefield 6. However, if you're doing any sort of, like, movement or anything like that, people will complain and they will just say, go back to Call of Duty. However, people are doing this shit in Battlefield 4. So, again, I think the Battlefield community right now is just filled with some ego and, like, this, like, it's just like they're trying to gatekeep a game that was already struggling with players before, right? And I'm not going to lie, Battlefield 2042, I played Battlefield ever since Battlefield 3, right? I played them all, but Call of Duty has always been better than Battlefield. I think this year is the only year that you could technically say Battlefield is better than Call of Duty, and we still have a whole year to go, so Call of Duty can still take over, because Battlefield does get stale if they don't add anything new, which, I'm going to be honest, Battlefield has added new things, so I do love the way Battlefield is going, but it needs to keep going, otherwise Call of Duty will step in with the ranked and all of that stuff, for me, right? But all I'm going to say is Call of Duty has always been better than this. Battlefield 6 has an opportunity now to take over, and the Battlefield 6 community of players is trying to push them away. I'm not sure if that like makes sense in anyone else's head, because I've been trying to wrap my head around it, and I'm not going to lie, it makes no sense to me how these players are telling people to go back to Call of Duty so there's a less of a player base. That makes completely no sense. Even your own company, so you're a Battlefield player saying this, think about the company that is producing the game. They want those players to come over, so why are you trying to push them away? It makes no sense. And yes, I will continue to say Call of Duty players are better than Battlefield players, and there is no competition in it. Whatever you say just makes nothing. And I've seen a load of people say tanks this, tanks that. If you play in a tanks and get kills, that doesn't show skill. You're in a tank, so skill is irrelevant. Anyone can go in a tank and drop 50 kills. Not everyone can go on infantry and absolutely destroy the lobby. Right? So think about that. Call of Duty players are better than Battlefield players. There's no question in it. There's no denying it. Skill-based matchmaking and ranked. Even back that Battlefield only had a competitive scene back in Battlefield. Again, was it Battlefield 4 where they did MLG? And even then, it wasn't that popular, so it died down because it's a casual game. So, of course, the players are going to be better on the other platform. But yeah, that is my problem with Battlefield at the moment. There's a lot of people who just hate, and in general, there's so many haters out there at the moment. I made a couple rage bait videos, and now I see smaller creators getting hated on, and I absolutely hate it, bro. Spread love, not hate. Like, actually, why is there so many people hating now? Like, it just blows my mind how you can take time out of your day to write in comments and say, I hate this, or like, just talking trash, bro. Like, there's no need for it. No need, especially if the video has nothing bad in it, bro. Like, if it's a person dancing or if it's a person making a video, you know, what's the point in you typing a comment in to, like, degrade that person? Or like, bro, I've seen so much stuff recently and I just had to say something. I support everyone. I like everyone, and I honestly, I hope this video doesn't come out and it just get a load of hate, which I'm expecting to get a load of hate considering what I've said in the video, but it's just what it is at this point. You know, if you haven't already, make sure you drop that subscribe, all of that good stuff, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one.